Hey y'all. Y'all come in. Hold on to
So if the DA wanted to get him on something, that's enough right there. That's a criminal act. That's an open case. But the police know it's a lie anyway. You know why?
Watch that.
Any of those studios, anybody that have insurance on a facility have to have surveillance cameras a certain amount of feet away from your facility. So if it was a drive-by, they would have to go to the videotape and the surrounding videotape. So they knew that was a lie. But because he had the money and he had the cops on his payroll, nobody did nothing about it.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. They let him get away. But looking at this lawsuit, right? Why do you think Little Rod is naming all these people?
mm.
He needed witnesses. And whether they work for Diddy or not, if they get caught lying on the stand about anything and he has proof that certain things happen, my man, he put me in a lawsuit. I wasn't even around this. My name is in there. Your name is in there. You understand? So my whole thing about it is that he want enough witnesses because you got to realize this. This is not a criminal case. This is a civil case. So now in a civil case, he has to prove that he was unjustly done. That Diddy did him wrong. Because if you read the lawsuit, he financially said, yo, give me 50,000 and give me my publishing and we good. Diddy only gave him 29,000 and didn't give him none of his publishing. And he wrote 9 songs. So now he's gonna add all these people, the wait, what was the chef them seen Diddy walk around naked. One other chef prior to this particular chef made claims and sued Diddy before because he was walking around her naked. So remember I said behavior don't change? He doing the same shit he did with the first chef. The girl who sued him before. So now he's doing it again. So all the people, the chef, the business manager, the people in the studio, they named everybody. For what? Because when their story come out, it shows a pattern of behavior that he has been getting away with. And people ain't gonna lie to him and get caught in a lie and getting caught in contempt and go to jail because they lied, they perjured themselves. So he put everybody's name in that lawsuit so he can get a lot of witnesses. So what happens if you got a lot of witnesses? Do we want to go to court and listen to their story? They may want to settle out. But he said he got a high-powered lawyer. He ain't going to settle out. He going to prove everybody is lying on him.
Yeah, we're gonna see, man. I can't wait to see how this turns out. But also in this lawsuit, he alleges that Diddy was manipulating, telling him that he was gonna give him fame, money, and property. How you feel about him saying?
Said he was going to give him said he was going to get him a house out there on Star Island. He said a whole lot of things. So, but why would Diddy do that if they didn't have a relationship?
Good point.
Bruh, he was in the house with Diddy for about 13 months. Out of that whole 13 months, Diddy ain't get lucky. I know that shit ain't funny, man. Out of all the drugs, out of all the parties, all the times that he woke up in the bed with two other sex workers, out of all the sex workers that he brought back to the house, because you got to realize, remember in the suit, they said Diddy made him wear this hat that says bad boy. That was a sign for the sex workers to know he was the guy to come home with.
Mm.
Out of all that stuff that he did he never got lucky?
I mean, you make a good point, man. You might be right, man. So that's what he said in the lawsuit. He said that Diddy will make him wear a hat that said "bad boy."
He would, if you read this in the thing, he would make him wear a hat that says bad boy with the bad boy logo. All the sex workers that had been dealing with Diddy all the time knew that that was the person they were supposed to connect with by the hat he had on. Bro, it's in the paperwork.
Mm.
I read the whole.
Good morning.
It's in the paperwork. There's 14 causes and effect in that paperwork.
Right, right. And he also said in his lawsuit that Diddy, he haven't paid him for none of his work.
Well, I think in the paperwork it says that it was either an offer of, he asked Diddy for 50,000. Diddy offered him 29 or something like that, or he gave him 29, and he wanted 21 more thousand with all his publishing. But, bruh, they leaked this on tape. They leaked this on the internet. Diddy was sitting on the couch with one of the, I don't know who he was, and the guy said to Diddy said, I'm the boss of this shit. I'm the boss. And he said, yeah, you are the boss. He said, but Lil Rob ain't shit. We need to get all his publishing.
Mm.
That's leaked on the internet. And I was like, oh, shit. And then all this stuff came out. But look how funny it is, bro. He filed this September of last year. Why are we just hearing about it now? You know why we just not hearing about it?
Why is that?
Because they was trying to figure out some way to pay him and sweep this, let it go out, but it wasn't going through. So now they made it public. They made it public because they probably, it knows that they try to say that Lil Rob lawyers number is not answering, or they're not, connecting with us. No, because they're not connecting with y'all because y'all numbers don't add up. The money that they looking for, y'all didn't want to give them that. So now we taking it to federal court to get the money that we feel like that we're entitled to. So now I'm looking at this whole thing. The kid was going to see a psychiatrist.
Mm.
He was trying to get help so he could show damages. He got PTSD. He got a lot of different things that he was saying in the paperwork, that he's psychologically traumatized from the shooting, from the sex workers, all that. So he suffered from PTSD. He suffered from anxiety. He suffered from post-traumatic stress. That's PTSD, right? And he said that he has been financially and psychologically fucked up from dealing with Diddy.
Damn, man, I didn't know he was going through all that. But he also alleged in this lawsuit that, Diddy, he got a whole lot of hidden cameras around his house. And he feels like Diddy is using all that footage for blackmail.
Probably so. I could believe that. I believe it's a lot of rappers, a lot of music people, a lot of executives that could not say no. Cat Williams said, you just got to say no to Diddy. And it's a lot of people that couldn't say no. And they probably on tape because they couldn't say no.
So you think it's possible that Diddy he got footage of rappers in the stash just in case he got to use it for blackmail?
It's a possibility. It's not far fetched. If he was taping Cassie and he was having Cassie taped and everything like that, why wouldn't he do nobody else? She's the only one. I doubt it.
Right. I mean, good point, man. But did you hear about that story from the actor Columbus Short? He told a story about how Diddy he invited him to his house late at night.
I believe him. I believe the Columbus Short. Yo, bro, why would that man come out? He got a whole wife or whatever. Come out and say that Diddy did something that he didn't do. He could have said anybody else. But Columbus Short, he let people know straight out the rack. Yo, if they talking about some homosexuality and it's about Diddy, it may be true. Because he tried me. That's what he said. That's what Columbus Short said. He tried me. And you notice the guys that don't fall for that shit. They not popping in the industry. They not working. They not going to Hollywood. They not doing it because it's people like him that they cut short. Like Cat Williams said, when they don't give up their booty hole, they don't give up that sexuality, they cut them short. That means they're not working in the industry like that no more.
Yeah, that does make sense, man. I mean, but I want to go back to this lawsuit, right? Because I know you've seen the whole lawsuit. I couldn't see everything. It's like 75 pages. So, I ain't had the time to look at everything. But she was telling me that, Little Rod, he alleges that, Diddy was making him do the same thing that he was making Cassie do, right? Where he was making him pick out sex workers with BDCs.
Well, the thing about it is, he has proof that he had to pick out the male sex workers, not only get the male and the female sex workers. He said that this is where it becomes a RICO act because he had to use credit cards, he had to use money, he had to use credit cards, transfer money, and do all that stuff like that. So it's crazy that the same thing that Cassie said he did, she did. That's in his lawsuit back in September, that he had to do the same thing, and he has the paper trail to prove it. He has the paper trail. He had to pick out the guys, but like I said, it's hard to believe that it was not a certain kind of relationship with him and Diddy by him doing that and then waking up in the bed naked. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he had Little Rod doing the same thing that he was making his woman do. He was treating him like one of his women. Had him, picking out male prostitutes. So, yeah, man, that's wild, man.
Yeah. And then Lil Rod said that
this is in the paperwork, y'all.
This is what cost the RICO and the trafficking laws. You understand? This is where it becomes criminal because he was hiring sex workers, and then Lil Rod being a worker for you, and then he's transferring money. What else they said? He was transferring money. He was, paying the sex workers and stuff like that. With what they call it, through MoneyGrams or whatever, whatever form of payments that he was doing. They were saying that it constituted a criminal empire, and because they were traveling from different states and doing it wherever they went, it made it a RICO act.
You think he did
with
it?
Other people that was involved.
I think he did. Allegedly. I think he. I don't know.
They were helping by gaining. It was a criminal enterprise because they was helping by giving him the money and making it possible for all these things and all these sexual, all these people to be paid through these sexual
I
for
do
doing
too,
these sexual
Tracy.
acts. So
Some of it.
it's the same Cassie was doing, and I don't understand why the hell Diddy thought this should go to court.
Yeah, because I mean, he could have had this stuff before it came out.
Yeah, they had September, October, November, December, January, part of February. They had 4 or 5 months. But how could he keep quiet that he pay a couple of $1 million to somebody, or 10, 15, 20 million dollars? How could he keep that quiet? If you see the paperwork, have you seen the paperwork that was submitted to the courts? They have different videos on different sections and different videos
What?
that they saying that they have the full video of it.
Woo!
It's
Did
gonna
it
be real
maybe
exciting.
Tracy? He may be
Real exciting.
done.
I'm gonna give you this last sound bite
Like you
on this
said.
joint because you missed this. Meek Mills. Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that because first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J. They had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, my man, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood, whereas that like he dressing the same, he dressing like Diddy, hugged up with Diddy. I think that Lil Rod know a lot of shit, but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down. When they both get up, they both homos. And that's real talk, bro. My man, you go to a party, dog, and the nigga got the same shirt you got on, I'm taking my shirt off. I'm walking around in a t-shirt. And then, not to blow Meek Mills up out the water or anything like that, it was said that they checked his Google search and all the other shit, and he was searching for some online gay porn and all the other shit like that.
Oh wow.
That shit is crazy.
Diddy
bro.
may be done,
But
y'all.
listen, those are what
they can prove it.
You know, it's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something get you. These guys never set out to do all this shit. Meek Mills, when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioning about his manhood with Diddy. But he put himself in that position.
And looking at this lawsuit, Little Rod, he also claiming that, when he would go to parties with Diddy, he was lacing up the woman drinks with drugs. How you feel about him saying that? You believe that?
I read that, and if that's what he saw, and
I
he
believe
can
him.
prove that, and he has a lot of video. He said he had hours and hours of video.
Wow.
So people know how certain people act after one drink, 2 drinks. And if those girls was drinking out those bottles that he said Diddy laced, and he could show on camera, and he could show that some people had passed out or some people were acting a certain way
That's the
after
proof.
they had those drinks,
He got the tape.
he won his case on that one.
When you was around Diddy, was he doing drugs, like party drugs, like ecstasy and stuff like that?
Diddy wasn't the dude he is today when I was around him. You understand? He had just started. When I was about to leave, he had just started with never smoked cigarettes. I never seen him do cocaine or none of that shit. You understand? He would have it for people to do it. You understand? It's certain of his girls like to do it, and he would make sure it would be there. But he wasn't the one that did it. Diddy didn't do drugs until he got hooked on those painkillers.
Mm.
After he got hooked on
That'll
those
do it.
painkillers, he started drinking more because he wouldn't even drink hard liquor. He was only drinking champagne, Don P or Cristal. He was not drinking hard liquor then.
They
Yeah, that's
scared
real
of him,
talk. And
Tracy.
he also claims that,
They scared
Diddy, he
of
was using
Diddy.
TD's image. You believe that?
Well, we saw that to be true anyway. That's what he was trying to do all that time.
Well, let me see what he asked him. Hold
That's
on for
why
a minute. Let me what you they scared of Diddy. Let me see what he said about Stevie again.
If the woman drinks with drugs. How you feel about him saying that? You believe that?
I read that, and if that's what he saw, if he could prove that, and he has a lot of video. He said he had hours and hours of video. So people know how certain people act after one drink, two drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And if those girls was drinking out those bottles that he said Diddy laced, and he could show on camera, and he could show that some people had passed out or some people were acting a certain way after they had those drinks,
Could be true.
he won his case on that one.
When you was around Diddy, was he doing drugs, like party drugs, like ecstasy and stuff like that?
Diddy wasn't the dude he is today when I was around
He
him.
just told you that.
You understand? He had just started. When I was about to leave, he had just started with because he never smoked weed, he never smoked cigarettes. I never seen him do cocaine or none of that shit. You understand? He would have it for people to do it. You understand?
Okay.
It's certain of his girls like to do it, and he would make sure it would be there. But he wasn't the one that did it. Diddy didn't start getting hooked on drugs until he got hooked on those painkillers. After he got hooked on those painkillers, he started drinking more because he wouldn't even drink hard liquor. He was only drinking champagne, Don P or Cristal. He was not drinking hard liquor then.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. And he also claims that, Diddy, he was using T.D. Jakes to fix his image. You believe that?
Well, we saw that to be true anyway. That's what he was trying to do all that time. That's why T.D. Jakes was there, to try to fix his image. Ain't no money like church money. He was doing all the things to try to get his image straightened up.
I mean, it makes sense. And he also said in this lawsuit that when he was around Diddy, he seen Diddy give out guns, a lot of guns. He said that the environment around Diddy was violent.
Well,
That's why.
I don't know. He
You
said
know what? That's why them army folks came in there then, like that. Now listen to what he just asked him. Now I can see that's why them army trucks came in there. Now I didn't understand it. Now listen to what Rod said.
Around Diddy, he seen Diddy give out guns, a lot of guns. And he said that the environment around Diddy was violent.
Well, I don't know. He also said Diddy distributed firearms and was selling drugs. And I don't know how far-fetched that is. I don't know if that's true or not and stuff like that. Maybe Diddy man had guns
Wow.
around and was fronting. Because they do have guys who, if you need guns and stuff like that, call your man them over. He'll bring over 5, 6, 7, 8 guns, and you'll probably buy them from him.
That's
They
why
have
they
that type
came in
of,
there like that.
connection with people.
Well,
Wendy Williams. What you think about what's going on with her right now?
Oh my man, that's crazy. That was heartbreaking. I watched that whole show, bro, and I remember Wendy way back
Money
when,
Shelley.
and I've seen her at the radio station when I used to go up there and take people up there for K Slay. And first time I seen Wendy, she was trying to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And I remember telling the guy, Wendy who? He said, Wendy Williams. She want to know who you are. And I said, where's she at? And she was on this, like this chair, like a mantle sitting up on the stage and stuff like that. That should go right there. And I was at the bar chilling. I had bought some champagne, a bottle, stuff like that, setting it up for my friends them to come in. And they said, Wendy want to know who you are. And I said, who I am.
Tracy, you a
And I
myth.
looked at her. She said, yeah, Wendy Williams. That's her. I said, I would know. I was told to do. I said, I would have to see her baby pictures. The dude said, well, what you mean by that? I said, yeah, I had to see her. She said, Wendy Williams, because she didn't, look real feminine to me at the time. I said, I would have to see her baby pictures. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And he just looked at me, and it was the dude Skeletor. So when I was watching the whole Wendy Williams thing, I used to go to her Dons and Divas party. You know what I'm saying? I knew her husband Cav. So my man Chaz used to do business with him or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they used to do those Dons and Divas parties. So then she got with Cav. Cav was a street dude, out of Brooklyn. People knew him. So, long story short, to see that she went through the stuff and how that drug, alcohol, and cocaine ruined probably one of the greatest talk show hosts life is a template for everybody who want to be in the entertainment business to see that you could be at the top of your game and you could be at your bottom of it.
That's right.
The same ladder you go up is the same one that you must come
That's
down.
right.
And that drugs and that alcohol
Will mess
don't
you
mean
up.
you no damn good. Because it has torn up one of the greatest minds of radio of our time.
And that was
down. So it was heartbreaking to see Wendy in that type of situation, bro.
How you feel, and I hate to ask you about this, but you see it on social media, so I want to get your opinion. How you feel about the people that say that, what she going through right now is karma?
So let me ask you a question like this. Is she the first gossip column? Nah.
wow.
She was just doing she had an avenue and she had a lane that was done better than anybody who did it before.
See, Tracy, that's what I thought, but I wasn't too sure.
Came before her.
But I'm talking about her, coming at people, beefing, spreading rumors that wasn't true. One, for example, her saying that Tupac got raped in prison. He did an interview complaining about what she said and how, it was a lie. So, stuff like that,
It was a lot of people that was doing that before. It was people was exposing that way before then. What about James Brown? They talk about James Brown beating his wife. They talking about Marvin Gaye being strung out on cocaine way before Wendy Williams.
Way before.
They had gossip column. They had,
That's
but
right.
she just perfected it, and she was great at it.
Yep.
And she came and she brought it to the forefront of television.
Kept it real. She kept it real, straight
You
out.
understand what I'm saying? It's no different. It's just the way she did it made it seem like it may have been salacious or something like that. It wasn't. It was just her doing it her way.
Mm.
I don't blame her for what
Way
she did.
before.
I don't think it's nothing different from a lot of these people who come on here who claim like they journalists. She went to school.
She sure
You
did.
understand? A lot of people claim to be journalists like you,
Sure
myself.
did.
We all come on here, but who has an education in journalism? Who has an education in broadcasting?
You're
Who
right,
has an
Chris.
education in communication that they could come and develop a program and stuff like that? You don't have to have that anymore. You got people coming on here and they talking, doing their thing. You understand? But there's none other like Wendy Williams, man.
Ain't
None
none
other.
like her.
I was looking at an interview from Jaguar, right? And I want to get your opinion on it. She told a story about how she knows a lawyer that walked in on Christopher Williams giving Diddy fellatio for a demo deal. You know anything about that? You heard about that?
Bruh, I don't know how true that is. I've heard that, but I know Christopher Williams. And I know Christopher Williams was a crazy, gangster ass Nick from Mount Vernon,
Mm.
from up in that area, Westchester. He didn't play that shit. He kept that 3.2 or that 38 on him, and he will shoot the shit out you.
Mm.
You understand? He was
Crazy.
rough with his hands with the women.
What?
And the story went on and said that a lawyer walked in the office. When she walked in the office, she walked right out, and she said it was a dude, and she said it was Christopher Williams. It was one other brother, I forgot his name, that worked with Bad Boy. Him and Christopher Williams could have been brothers.
Mm.
And if anybody was doing that, it would have been him, not Christopher Williams.
Okay. You right, Tracy.
Do you understand that?
Wow.
Him and Christopher Williams could have been brothers. That's how close. That's how they had the same look, light skin, the little low on the side, curly hair and stuff like that. I would never believe it was Christopher Williams. You understand? But that other cat, yeah.
Mm.
You got to realize when you walk into something, there's very few people, if they walk into something like that, they're going to stare there and look and just be all into the shit, right? There's very few people going to do that. When you walk in something that's very inappropriate, you're going to back up out,
That's
especially
right.
women.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? So now, if she's seen a glance, she only going to see a glance. Now, if somebody who looks like Christopher Williams, maybe. But then you got to look at it like this. Was she in the office all the time? I don't remember us having a lawyer in the office like that. Or she was just coming by that particular time. I don't know. I don't know the situation. I want to stay off that. But I know from knowing Christopher Williams, having an altercation with him before, and knowing people that know him, he's some more crazy gangster shit. And why would he? Puff it? Nah, bro. Puff wasn't that damn big back then.
Now he wasn't big back
What do you
then.
think about that situation, yo? What's going on with that?
Well, I spoke to Keefe D's son, and Keefe D's son said that he was all right, he was fine. He never got beat up in jail. All that was bullshit. He in jail with family and friends, and he's doing good. They just trying to get this money up so he can come home.
I don't think you're going to get the money, bro. Who's going to put the money up for that, yo?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Do you still feel the same? You think he's still going to win it?
I know he's going to win it. I know he's going to win it. You got to realize he got a trial by judge. The judge has to follow the letter of the law. There's only circumstantial evidence and hearsay on a murder case.
All right, y'all. Woo! What do y'all think? Woo wee. Yeah, that was some of the paperwork that y'all heard. That was some of the paperwork. That was some of the paperwork, y'all. With that young boy, I believe him. I believe what his name? Roger. With him, he should have did. He shouldn't have did him like that. Cause all of them people in his are witnesses. Yeah, they are witness. It's a list of them that we talked about last night. What y'all think? I sure do appreciate everybody coming today and chat. I appreciate everybody in the chat coming in here and conversate like that. I appreciate y'all. I think he's gonna be sell me. I think you know what? You be surprised who may be telling on them. Maybe surprised who may be swilling on a lot of now. If Diddy go down, thank you, baby. I appreciate you. I won't. People. I'm not a lot of people person, but I appreciate you. Thank you for serving. Um, what I about to say? Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate all of y'all new people coming up in here, looking out for me because I'm a different person. I can be by myself, and I love people, and I'm not going nowhere. But y'all have a good day, and I'll be if I get anything else, I will most definitely bring it to you all. Okay, I love y'all. Everybody be good. I'm out now.